The thing you need to know about Ridgeways area is that it is exclusive, very exclusive.
Half an acre is going for between 40 to 50 million, depending on the soil and depending on the location, because we have some places whereby we have red soil and we have some places whereby we have black cotton soil.
Be it red or black cotton soil, no doubt the grounds that make up this estate have a rich and very interesting history.
Ridgeways used to belong to one person or one family, a person called John Honor Warren-Gash, and Ridgeways was called Gash-Court Estates.
Gash-Court Estates has now morphed into the country's most upmarket region, comprising high-level commercial establishments, boasting of big clientele and big business.
Our wedding grounds can accommodate up to a huge wedding of 700, so I'm looking forward to hosting your wedding soon.
At a discount?
Of course, at a neighborly friendly rate, now that we are friends, yeah?
What do you think makes Windsor Hotel stand out or makes it different from any other hotel that we have in the city?
It's a very simple answer. We're the one with the golf course. We're the one away from the city, but inside the city. So for us, for any Kenyan, it's a holiday destination inside the city. So it's like 25 minutes, 30 minutes from home. Where if you stay in Karen, you can come and enjoy this facility and have a holiday. You'll feel like you're out of Nairobi, but you're inside Nairobi, and you're just 20 minutes away from your home.
On this episode of Area Code, we drive through the well-manicured lawns, sit down with business operators, as well as homeowners of the high-end Ridgeways Estate. Whoever coined the term green leafy suburbs probably had Ridgeways Estate in mind. Initially, the entire area was covered in trees, making up part of the Karura forest. But along came one colonial settler by the name Thomas Warren-Gash. Gash would clear part of the forest, pushing the natives out of the area, and ultimately plant coffee seeds to make up his coffee plantation, one of the largest in the region at the time. The entire land mass for the farm of Thomas Gash was nearly 800 acres, stretching for kilometers on end and mostly covered in coffee plantation. Before it was called Ridgeways, the entire area was named the Gash-Court Estates after the huge amount of wealth in form of land acquired by the settler. Thomas Gash passed away on the 7th of December 1958, and his son John Honor Warren-Gash took over his estate. After independence, most of the white settlers, including John Gash, were apprehensive about continuing their stay in the country and thus decided to sell off most of their land. That began the process of acquisition of land here by Africans, including for the parents of businessman Karago Biru.
When Warren-Gash decided to dispose of this place, it was cut up because to get somebody to buy hundreds of acres is difficult. And Nairobi was growing, coming this way. So they decided to cut it into pieces of 5 acres. Some places had 60 acres. Cut it into pieces and sell. And so the people that my parents bought from, who are called Wingate, some Wazungus, those are the ones now who got it from Warren-Gash at that time. Why it changed from Gash-Court Estates to Ridgeways, I do not know.
At the time, Africans bought the subdivided land at a steep cost. Not many were able to afford it.
It cost about 130 or 134,000 Kenya shillings.
Which was not little money at the time.
At the time, from what they tell me, because I wasn't there, at the time it was astronomical. It was the kind of money you need to get a mortgage from the bank, and you're really sweating trying to pay that mortgage.
Karago is a second-generation resident of Ridgeways. He grew up in this estate back when it was known more for being associated with the wilderness rather than the posh persona it has now adopted.
Yes, it was a wonderful time growing up. It was very different from the way it is today. Even now as we are talking, you keep hearing vehicles passing. When I was growing up, we would run around, ride our bikes here on the road, and the whole day, not even one car passes. And you are playing there right in the middle of the road, and it was fine. Things like water always flowed. Now we have a rationing schedule. We never used to have that before. And there were very, very few people in Ridgeways because each property was about 5 acres in size. So from here to Thika Road or from here to Kiambu Road, there were very few homes.
It was practically, there was nothing. It was just forest and coffee. And in fact, there were no matatus, there was nothing. You couldn't get out of here. So for us, when you were getting a bit older, you used to pray that you lived, like one of my friends lived in South B. We used to beg, I think, my parents, can we go and live in South B? Because, you know, here you couldn't get out. If your parents don't take you, then you stay here.
Solomon Karanja is a first-generation resident of Ridgeways. He bought this property back in 1965, at a time when many considered Ridgeways too far away from the Nairobi city center.
I bought it from a lady who was emigrating to New Zealand, all of 200,000 shillings for the 5 acres and a house. But it was a lot of money then, because as I said, when I let it out, I still had to put my hand into my pocket to get to pay the balance.
At the time, residency and indeed population within the area was scarce. Most of the residential plots were subdivided into 5-acre pieces and sold off.
And the whole of this area from the corner there up to John Michuki's, that was a farmland with coffee. And of course, as you know, John Michuki retained his coffee down below his late house. So it was very sparsely populated.
This is exactly how the houses in Ridgeways looked like. There were just about 75 homes built in the area at independence. But now, Ridgeways comprises nearly 600 homesteads spread across the acreage.
Welcome. So this is the living room. We have tried to keep it as simple as possible. That's why there's even no TV. There's a fireplace there that works and warms the place very, very much. We have not changed the fundamental design of this house because these old houses are disappearing. They're disappearing fast. So, and the modern houses are all over. So we've tried to keep it the way it was back then. So this one has the living room and the dining room in the same room.
Same space.
Yes, in the same space. As you go this way, here is a guest bathroom, which was an addition.
With a wooden wall.
Yes, with wood paneling. And this little foyer here, the first bathroom is over there. In those days, they used to build houses with just one bathroom. And that is how the colonial design used to be. Yes.
How many rooms is this?
This is 4 bedrooms. That's the first one.
At the time, much of Ridgeways Estate was under the Kiambu district. In fact, during pre-colonial Kenya, the Kiambu District Commissioner's official residence was in the estate. But now, Ridgeways has turned over a new leaf. Located along Kiambu Road just before Muthaiga Estate, housing here is in form of bungalows and maisonettes, some with swimming pools. You may have to spend a whopping 76.8 million shillings to purchase an acre parcel of land in this estate, according to the House Consult Index.
Half an acre is going for between 40 to 50 million, depending on the soil and depending on the location, because we have some places whereby we have red soil and we have some places whereby we have black cotton soil.
And buying a house isn't any cheaper. 57.8 million shillings is the average asking price for a 4-bedroom bungalow in the estate.
If I was to rent out a 4-bedroom house,
Yes.
like this one,
Yeah.
on average, how much would it cost me per month?
On average, here maybe 250 to 300,000 a month. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a lot, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the rents for a house, because the house is sitting on minimum half an acre. So you're getting the house and a lot of space as well. So that's why you get that kind of rent.
The high property value in Ridgeways has not only taken over the residency of the area, businesses are now also adopting the upmarket rates associated with the neighborhood.
How much are they going to spend?
Or how much are they going to spend?
Yes, what are the ranges? What are the
For
rates?
11,000, that's a standard room, bed and breakfast.
On an average, we charge in between $180 to $220 on a normal category, which is called deluxe rooms.
That's per night?
Per night. It's including taxes and breakfast. As you go up the ladder, for studio suites, it's around $300, and for cottages, it's around $450.
All this coming up right after the break.